Let's pray. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, I thank you for your word. Thank you for your life. Thank you for the Zoe, the God life. Father, I thank you that you allow us to participate in what you do in the earth. And Lord, I know we're a conduit pipe for your glory. Truly we are in your open heaven. Father, what matters is who sits in heaven, and that is you. And you have given us authority here on earth. You give us your power. You give us everything we need for life and godliness. And we give you praise. Father, let your word do that which only your word can do. Let it do what only your word can do. It's in Christ Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Isaiah 58 says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet. Tell my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways. As a nation that did righteousness and did not forsake the ordinances of their God. They ask me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching God. Why have we fasted, they say, and you have not seen? Why have we afflicted our souls, and you take no notice? In fact, in the day of your fast you find pleasure, and exploit all your labors. Indeed, you fast for strife and debate, and to strike with the fist of wickedness, and do not fast. You will not fast as you do this day, to make your voice heard on high. Is it a fast I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head like a bulrush and to spread out sackcloth and ashes? Would you call this a fast, an acceptable day to the Lord? Is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bonds of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every yoke? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry, and that you bring to your house the poor who are cast out? When you see the naked, that you cover them, and not hide yourself from your own flesh. Then your light shall break forth like the morning, your healing shall spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and the Lord will answer. Hallelujah. You shall cry, and he will say, here I am.
Amen.
If you take away the yoke from your midst, the pointing of the finger and speaking wickedness, if you extend your soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, then your light shall dawn in the darkness, and your darkness shall be as the noonday. The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your soul in drought and strengthen your bones. You shall be like a watered garden and like a spring of water, whose waters do not fail.
Amen.
Those from among you shall build the old waste places. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations. And you shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of streets to dwell in. If you turn away your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy day of the Lord honorable, and shall honor him, not doing your own ways, not finding your own pleasure, not speaking your own words, then you shall delight yourself in the Lord, and I will cause you to ride on the high hills of the earth, and feed you with the heritage of Jacob your father. The mouth of the Lord has spoken.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. It's Isaiah 58. Let's look at this for a minute. It's possible, and this is what happened here if you look at it very closely, the text is what it is. The people had one ideal about what they were doing. They had one way of thinking about what was happening, and God had a totally different way of thinking. I don't know about you, that's happened to me before. I thought it was one way. Then God would come and say, that's not the way it is.
That's right.
I would think the way I was doing things was the right way. And then God would say, that's not the right way. The Bible very clearly says, my thoughts are not your thoughts.
Amen.
And my ways are higher than your ways.
That's right.
Amen. Is that not true? Is God not saying that?
Amen.
So it is very possible that we can have a way of thinking that is totally opposed to what God says is the way it is.
Amen.
Would everybody agree with that?
Amen.
According to the Word of God.
Amen. Amen.
That happens. It happened during their fasting. They're doing the right thing. How many know the Bible says when you fast, so God assumes you will fast.
Right.
God assumes Christians will do three things. Because God says when you fast, when you pray, and when you give. God assumes you're going to do those three things if you're born again.
That's right.
He doesn't tell you how much of any of those things to do.
That's right.
Now with giving, the tithe is, kind of different from that, and that He does require that you put the 10. Matter of fact, He doesn't require you, He says it's His. So He's not even really asking that from you, is He? He said, that's mine. That belongs to me. Because He says, if you don't give it to me, you rob me.
That's right.
Who'd you rob? You rob God. But those three things you will do if you're a believer. God will tell you how long to pray. God will tell you how long to fast. You determine all of those things. But they were doing it. They were fasting. And then they came before God. God said, you're a nation. You act like everything's right between me and you. You're accusing me. There was an accusation in what they were saying. Why have you not seen our fasting? Why have you not answered our prayers? Did you not see how we humbled ourselves and went without food and suffered? I gave up that biscuit for you, Lord. And you did not answer my prayer. Can I tell you something about fasting? Fasting does not change God.
That's true.
Your fasting will not make God do something, and fasting does not mean that you get to go before God and say, you owe me now. Because I suffered. I did not eat that Happy Meal today. The truth of the matter is, most of you, when you fast, you just make everybody around you suffer.
That's right.
Because you're grumpy. You get mean when you don't get your biscuit, your ham, your eggs. You just get mean. You say, that's why I don't fast, because it just does something to me. Well, you know what it does to you? It exposes what's in you. You want to find out what's in you, just miss you a meal or two. All kinds of stuff will surface. Don't blame the food. The food just been covering it up. That's why God wants you to fast. It's not to get you to persuade God to do something or make God do something because you fast. It is so God can help you see what's inside of you. Everybody said that's why He wants you to fast.
That's why I want
So God's controversy is, you seek me daily, you delight to know my ways as a nation that did righteousness. But now God has a way of helping us. This is God's mercy. Everybody say, this is God's mercy.
This is God's mercy.
God sent the prophet. He told him, He said, I want you to cry aloud. I don't want you to spare. I want you to lift up your voice like it's a trumpet. I know some of you don't like it when the preacher gets loud. You know why God has preachers get loud every now and then? Because it irritates you. Because it gets your attention. Because you don't like it when we scream, and you don't like it when we holler, and you don't like it when we lift our voice. But let me tell you something, it's in the Bible.
Amen.
That's right.
Amen.
It said John the Baptist was a voice crying in the wilderness, make straight the pathway of the Lord. He cried out. Why? Because they were silent, and they wasn't hearing anything God had to say, and God needed some loudmouth preacher to get the sound out to wake them up.
Amen.
That's why we cry aloud sometimes, and we spare not.
Amen.
Because things are happening. They shouldn't be happening.
Come on, Brother Legless.
God says, you take delight in approaching me. You fast and you say, we've not even seen this. Why have we afflicted our soul? You haven't taken notice. Don't you see all the good stuff we're doing? Don't you see this? God, how come you're not answering our prayers? Then the Lord answers. He said, in fact, in the day of your fast, you find pleasure. You exploit all your laborers. Indeed, you fast for strife and debate, and to strike with fists of wickedness. God says, you will not fast as you do this day to make your voice heard on high. Is this the fast I have chosen? For a man to afflict his soul? God don't want you to fast just to make you miserable. God's not into punishing you. God is not into you starving yourself to death to impress Him. God said, I want you to get before me in your fasting time and let me show you some stuff that you don't see. There's some things in your life that are not right, and I want you to see them. And the only way, there's something that happens when we fast. When we deny the physical body something that causes our spiritual ears to open a little more. Doesn't open up his ears anymore. Doesn't open his eyes anymore. He does not have a problem. It's not his problem. But stuff that we allow to go on and on in our lives, stuff that we just don't even see anymore. We see everybody else's sin, but we can't see ours. Something happens when we fast all at once. Our spiritual eyes see and our ears open. And we begin to see junk and garbage in our lives that we had never seen before. We see our attitudes. Some of our attitudes stink. My attitudes stink sometimes. I'm married to one of the sweetest women that ever walked the earth. But there's days I just wake up and I'm just, I don't know, not happy, not satisfied, groan, gripe, complain, and get irritated with her for no reason. Right? Now, thank God to this point, and I will thank God, it's just His mercy. I'll always go back and apologize. Some of you need to learn how to say, I'm sorry.
Amen.
You do.
Amen.
I mean, if you're going to act like the ugly you wife, at least apologize. At least go back and say you're sorry. Wives, if you act ugly to your husband, and believe it or not, this sweet woman has her moments. She does. She is flesh and blood. She walks around in flesh too. I remember one day I said something, and man, she leaned into me about it. And she went on and on. And finally, I don't know if any other husbands have ever had to do this, but every now and then I have to tell my wife, that's enough. I heard you the first time. You've told me this 10,000 times, and I know that you probably told me 10,000 other times before you're telling me this 10,000 times, but that's enough. I heard you, and she said, okay. Well, you know what my sweet wife did about 4 or 5 hours later? She came back and she said, I'm sorry. She said, I don't know what got into me. She said, I'm wrong, I'm sorry. You know what I think? I was not bitter. We done got past it, but that sorry meant a lot.
Amen.
When we fast, sometimes we need to get before God and say, God, I'm sorry.
Amen.
Sometimes we're pitching unholy fits.
Right.
We're griping and we're complaining to God about everything in our lives, about everything. We even gripe and complain about what God's doing.
Amen.
You're not doing it the way I think you should do it. You're not acting the way I think you should act. You're not showing up for me, God. Did you see me put that tithe in there today? Had you seen all that money I gave you, Lord? All you did was be obedient. You ain't done nothing special. You just finally obeyed and did what you were supposed to do. That's all you've done. When you give, it's expected. You haven't done nothing special. You don't get no brownie points. God says, is it to bow down your head like a bull rush, spread out sackcloth and ashes? Would you call this a fast, an acceptable day of the Lord? God said, I didn't want you to fast to be miserable. I didn't want you to fast to be miserable around it. Did you notice what it said when they fasted? What did they do? They hit their laborers, their servants. They withheld their wages. They got mean. They got more irritable. They got mad. God said, this is not why I wanted you to fast. God said, this kind of fasting is not going to get the job done. It's not going to achieve what I want it to achieve. How many know that fasting is God's ideal? Because believe me, we didn't ever come up with it. Right? We wouldn't have come up with that idea. God says this. He said, is this not the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bonds of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, to let the oppressed go free. When we fast, the first thing we should do when we fast, and I'm talking about the eyes and the knees now. When we fast is go before the Lord and cry out like David did. Lord, if there's any wicked thing in me, show me.
Amen.
David also said in another song, Lord, keep me from hidden sin. What hidden sin is he talking about? He's talking about the sin hidden from him. I mean, you know, you may have sin in your life that's hidden from you. What's it hidden by? Attitudes. We actually think, God thinks every thought we thought. You know, I know we're charismatic, I know we believe God speaks, but every thought you think is not God. Every crazy idea you have is not God. Every thought I think is not a God thought. God does not agree with me on everything that I think He's supposed to agree with me on. He is not like me. God don't get up and get grumpy with the sweetest woman in the world. He's not like me at all. And He don't think like I think. But I need Him sometime. By the finger of grace. See, here's one when we fast and we really get humble before God and we say, God, okay, I don't know about you, but I already know so much junk in my life. I mean, it's not even a secret. It's not a secret to me. I mean, I know about a bunch of junk in my life. I don't know about you, but I got a lot of junk in my life. I got a lot of garbage in there that I know about. Some of it I wrestle with, and it just don't seem like I'm getting anywhere. Y'all look at me, well, no wonder we didn't have any confidence in you, Pastor. No, I'm honest about it. I don't care. I don't care if you don't have any confidence in me. I hope you don't have any confidence in me. I hope your confidence is in the Lord. I hope your confidence is in Him. But no, I have plenty of garbage in there. But you know what I found out? That the garbage that's so important to me that I think needs to be changed, when I really get humble before God and I say, God, I need you to tell me, God, show me what I need to do. Show me what needs to be fixed. It's usually not the garbage I think is the most important that He puts His finger on. It's something that I didn't even think was that big a deal. And He comes and He puts His finger right there on it. But with Him, that touch is grace.
Amen.
Because when He shows me that thing, there is a grace to fix it. And it's not that hard. When He shows it to me, all I can do is fall down and say, God, I'm sorry, sir. I did not know. I didn't think that was that big a deal. But I know it is now. See, I used to smoke for years. Oh, I was a smoker. I was one of the people I'd walk into the store and say, do you have any more tobacco products that I might try? So when I got saved, I thought, you know, because I grew up in the church, man, if you smoked, you was going to hell. Period. Right? You was on your way to hell. So when I got born again, you know, first thing I wanted to do was quit smoking. Can I tell you something? It was months before God ever really got around to dealing with me about smoking. But boy, did He deal with some other stuff. He dealt with my bitterness. He dealt with some unforgiveness. He dealt with some stinking attitudes. I still have attitudes. But He dealt with them. But if you had, and I'm sure every one of you could say this, if you don't think God's a miracle working God, you should have known me then. If you think I'm messed up now, you just should have known me then. And I'm sure some of y'all could tell me the same thing. Isn't He an amazing God?
Amen.
So when we fast, He puts His finger right on the thing He wants changed. And it's an amazing thing. that little thing that doesn't seem all that important to us, once we get that thing fixed, all the other things seem to take care of themselves sometimes.
Amen.
It
Amen.
seems like sometimes you take care of this one thing that's between you and God, that all the other stuff just stays away. See, I've said this before. I got an epiphany one day. God says, I supply all your need according to His riches and glory. Y'all read that, right? It dawned on me one day, God, I don't even really know what I need. I think I do. I think I need more money. You know what God told me? You don't need more money. You need to know how to handle the money you got. You need to learn to be a good steward of what I'm giving you. That was what I needed. Because I kept thinking if I just had more money, everything would be better. But you know what? The more money I made did not fix my problem. The more money I made, I was still broke. Anybody ever experienced that besides me? Some of you are not nodding your heads, but I know you.
Been there,
I know you.
That's right.
Amen. That did not fix your problem. That's not, see, that wasn't my need. My need was to learn to be a steward of what God had given me. Not waste what He had given me.
Amen.
Amen.
Not go out because I wanted something and borrow money to get it. I needed to learn that. Now, to some of y'all, that's old hat. Some of y'all never have any. Y'all have done very, very well as stewards. And I commend you. Because that was not my gift. Not good at that. I'm getting better. Much better. Some of y'all already had that down. That's great. But you know what? I didn't know that till I got before God and said, God, I really don't know what I need. I thought I needed people to love me more. I was in there and said, God, I need some people to appreciate me and love me. I did. Now, y'all never done that. Y'all never done that. God, people don't appreciate me. Blah, blah. None of y'all have ever done that. But I did that. Sound messed up. Everybody say, Pastor messed up.
Pastor messed up.
Sound messed up. I felt that way. You know what God told me? God said, you need to start appreciating people more. God said, you need to start loving people more. You need to be more thankful for the people I put in your life instead of griping and complaining about them all the time. That's what you need. I said, you don't need a bunch of people patting you on the back, telling you how wonderful you are. You need me telling you about the booger that's in your nose that you can't see. That's what you need. Amen.
Help us,
Did you
Lord.
see all these promises? Man, you got excited. Didn't you get excited as I read this?
Yes.
Because God said, this is what I'll give you if you'll do it right. And it's wonderful, isn't it? But God comes along, you know, there's these ifs in God's Word. Remember, we've been talking about the ifs, the ands, and the buts. So let's read this real slowly, then I'm going to quit. He said, to loose the bonds of weakness, to undo the heavy burdens. I'm in verse 6, to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every yoke. Is it not to share your bread with the hungry? That's not just talking about physical bread. It's talking about the bread of life that you carry around with you every day in your heart. And that you bring to your house the poor who are cast out. That's not just talking about physically or financially poor people either. When you see the naked, that you cover him. That's not just talking about somebody naked either. It's talking about, church, when you see your brothers and sisters in sin, that instead of exposing them and pointing the finger at them and judging them, that you cover them. That you do what the Lamb did for you with His blood, and you cover that, and you protect them, and you say, you know what? Why don't we do a Galatians 6:1 here? If any of you be overtaken in a fault, those of you who are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering yourself, lest you also fall. That's what it means to cover somebody sometimes. Of course, if you see the naked, give them clothes. But it's also a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's when people are going through it. You know, we're so quick to judge everybody. We know everything's wrong with everything. We know don't do this. We really don't. I really don't know why you were mean. I really don't. I don't know what makes you that way. I don't know, maybe you got hurt. I don't know what makes you contrary. I don't know what makes you contrary. Maybe you've been hurt. Maybe something happened to you. I don't know. I don't know. But see, when I begin to judge your actions, if I'm not real careful, I'm going to be judging you. And if I judge you, I'm in trouble.
Amen.
Because my God has told me not to judge you.
That's right.
You got to be careful. I hear a lot of people say, I'm not judging them, I'm judging their actions. I read Facebook, by the way, sometimes. And a lot of what you're judging is not actions. You're judging people. Every black person is not a Democrat. And every white person is not a Republican. And everybody that disagrees with you may not be a liberal. And there's nothing wrong with some people who believe that there ought to be a fair shake in America. We're not talking about giving away everything. We're not talking about the government supporting everybody and giving away money. We're not talking about that. But there are injustices, and some people want to do something about the injustice, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as it's not stupid. Right? Nothing wrong with that. We have to be so careful. And see, that's why we need to fast. It says, when you see the naked and you cover it, you do not hide yourself from your own flesh. And that's not just talking about your family. It's talking about when you don't hide yourself from you. See, the reason we fast is we can't see ourselves. We don't know the junk that's in there. So the Lord helps us. Then your light shall spring forth like the morning. Your healing shall spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. Then you shall talk. And the Lord says, I will answer. Matter of fact, you say, here I am. He'll be quick to your defense. If you take away the yoke from your midst, what is the yoke? The yoke is making this thing so hard sometimes. Look, this is simple. We're His children, and He is our Father. When me and my sisters were little, I always got a lot of whippings. Did y'all's mom ever whip y'all? I got a lot of them. Because I had two little sisters, and if I picked on them, Mom called me, she'd whip me. But it seemed like they got away with stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember, man, if they'd done something, I'd go to Mom, and I'd say, Mom, Donna did that! And I want her to get whipped. But Mama didn't see it, so she didn't whip them. The Bible says the pointing of the finger, this wanting somebody else to get what's coming to them. You know, God, they're doing wrong, so God, you need to do that to them. God don't want that in our lives. God don't want that in our lives. If you take away the yoke, and we begin to put all these burdens on people, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. I heard one Christian brother say, you know, he grew up in church, and he said if it was fun, you couldn't do it. If it was fun, it was sin. There is a Father. We have a Father. We're His children. The Father will tell us what sin is. He tells us. I mean, when a person really gets born again, they're really on fire for the Lord, you know what? There may be a few times they do this, but that's what the Word of God's for. If they're saved, if they're reading the Word, they'll get in there and they'll see it, or they'll hear it preached and they'll know it's wrong, and then they'll change it. That's between them and the Father. But when we get to point at them and say, you're not saved. If you were saved, you wouldn't do that.
Right.
You wouldn't behave that way if you were really saved. Well, you know what? I'm really saved, and I behave in ways I'm sure that will shock quite a few of you. And I'm sure if I went to your house, I'd probably be shocked too.